Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Man Cave Meals. The guys over at Looft Lighter have sent me one of their Looft Lighter I fire starters, so I'm going to give you a quick demo of how this thing works to get your fire started. So let's get started. So here's the Looft Lighter. I've taken it out of the box. This device is about 18 inches long, and it's got a 9.8 foot long power cord. So if your grill is close to a power outlet, you can plug straight in, or you may need a short extension cord depending on where your grill is located. So when your Looft Lighter is plugged in, there's a power button here that you just press, and it fires up and starts blowing hot air out of the end, and you have to hold the switch down to keep this guy going. And the way this guy works is it produces a stream of superheated air through the end of this nozzle to light your charcoal, and it gets extremely hot. So let's put this guy on some charcoal and see how it goes. I have set up some charcoal here in the firebox of my Kamado Joe, so we're going to take the Looft Lighter and hold it to that coal, and we're going to start the fan and start our timer. And we'll kind of count this off as we go here, give you some idea how long we're running. So I'm at the 15-second mark, and we'll just keep the button down and let this guy go. We are now at the 30-second mark. I can see some sparks starting to fly in there. Let me adjust that just a little bit for you. We are at the 45-second mark now. And we're coming up on 60 seconds. Let's see, 50. Got 55 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we are at the 1 minute mark. So I have a small flame lit that would be adequate for starting up for a low and slow, but we're going to give it another minute here and see where we get with some additional time on that. So we'll just keep on counting down. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. You don't want to let the tip of the Looft Lighter rest on the hot coals, because it is aluminum and it will damage that if it gets hot enough. So we're at about a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds now. 1 minute and 30 seconds will be an excellent starting point here in my setup for a low and slow cook. And the longer you hold it here, the hotter it's going to make your fire. So we're at about 1 minute and 50 seconds now, coming up on 2 minutes. And that flame is really starting to get a lot more intense here as we go. So there's the 2 minute mark, and I've got a really nice flame going there. That's more than enough to set up for a low and slow. If I was going to set up for a hotter cook, I would do 1 minute in one spot and then do 1 minute in another spot with this guy to get this fire going. So let's give it another 30 seconds on there, and that should be going really intensely. And if you're using hardwood lump charcoal, it will be prone to sparking when you apply forced air to it, so you have to be really careful with that. And this little additional time here really is stoking that flame seriously. That guy's getting extremely hot here with just an additional 30 seconds. So yeah, this guy does the trick. It gets really hot really quick, and that would be a perfect light for about any kind of setup I'm going to do on the Kamado. So like I said, if you wanted to do a low and slow cook, you know, 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, there's plenty. And if you're going to do a lot hotter cook, 2 to 2.5 minutes would be plenty. And even if you set it up for 3 minutes, you'd get a super hot fire going in there. So that's going to work really well on the Kamado. This guy will also work really well with briquette charcoal if you're using briquettes and a different kind of grill. One of the things I want to see is I have a wood-fired oven, and I want to see whether this guy can get us going in my Alpha wood-fired oven with wood. I have set up some wood here in the Alpha oven, and we're going to give this a try also. So let's start our timer. This wood's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to light than the hardwood lump charcoal, and it's also going to be dependent on how small your kindling is. So 15 seconds, coming up to the 30-second mark. We're at the 45-second mark, and I'm beginning to see some sparks on the wood. We are now at the 1 minute mark. We are at the minute and 15-second mark. Now we're at the minute 30-second mark, and I'm getting a good bit of smoke on it now. The minute 45-second mark. Just passing 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh boy, and the flames just started roaring right there. So we're here at the 3 minute mark almost. Right there at the 3 minute line. And I'll just leave that fan going there for another 15 seconds or so. And I have a blazing fire going here in my Alpha 1 wood-fired oven. So we'll let the fan stop, and we have that lit. Now this guy would probably light up faster on this raw wood. This is very seasoned oak. It would probably work a lot better with a little bit finer kindling that I had in there. What I had was not very fine, but once you get it started, you can put the fan back on it and really stoke that up hot quickly. That's gonna really get this guy screaming hot in a hurry. I'm pretty impressed with that. So the Looft Lighter does a pretty good job of getting the charcoal lit and getting the wood lit in my wood-fired oven. Atlanta Grill Company carries the Looft Lighter. They also carry the Looft Lighter X, which I'd love to be able to demo for you at some point also. It's battery powered. It does not require a plug-in to make it work. It's got its own rechargeable battery. One of the things about my demo here is I may have compromised the ability of this just a little bit by using an extension cord. I'm hooked up to a 25-foot extension cord to get to my grills from my power outlet, and I'm going to lose a little bit of voltage down that long cord. So if you're plugged directly in and are not using the extension cord, you're going to get a little bit better performance out of this guy. So keep that in mind. And if you guys have one of these, let me know what you think. If you get one, let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler.